So, Kerr, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
How do you know when it's time to trim your toenails? Because last night I cut myself in bed, so I got up like at 11:30 and I trimmed my toenails.
When your socks get caught on your toes trying to pull your socks
I think you did ask Kerr.
Yes.
I'm just saying. I don't know. But I will give you that.
How does Kerr know?
I will give you that answer right after Lars so lovingly sings us in to this segment.
That's funny. You just talked about Joe's toenails today.
Yeah.
It's Broadleaf Bullies talking shit. 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 It's Broadleaf Bullies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Because then now there'd be a weird pause, like we wouldn't come back.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But toenails. You're
Funny
asking.
that you were even asking that.
When should you cut your toenails? Well, generally speaking, when you are in bed and you are moving your blankets around and your toenail gets caught in a blanket, that's a sign.
Or when he cuts
When you cut your partner, that's a sign. When you cut yourself, that's a sign. Or when you stub your toe and it was protected by the toenail helmet, that's a sign.
So can I tell them a weird story about when we first started dating?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, you're not allowed to tell a weird story about me.
He was,
Throwing
his
his toenails
ex-wife.
out?
His ex-wife was still living in the house. Her bed was in the living room before she found her own place after they got divorced. Kevin was like, doing the most then, doing the most now. Let her stay there. Okay, when we first started dating. Super awkward. But he was like, sent me a picture of her cutting his fucking toenails.
What?
Yes.
Did she save them? Are they in a little jar?
No,
mason jar?
she cut his toenails for him.
Yeah,
then he was like, this will be your job. I said, the fuck it will ever be. You can go get a pedicure. I don't care. I am not touching
And you
your
stayed.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
Say about
I
me.
was, I was testing her. I'm like,
Yeah, oh, yeah,
like, is she
yeah.
in it for like the rugged good looks, the beard? I need to know that she is in it because she loves me. So and that was it.
All I can say is
yeah.
any complaints moving forward, Jess, I don't care. Not after that story. I'm like, it was a choice.
What? Well, first off,
she cut my toenails for years.
Who? Beth?
Yeah.
Oh,
Why?
I was like,
Beth?
me.
I don't understand.
Why
Because
not?
Kevin,
Does she like doing pedicures? Is that her job? And she like does
No.
a full pedicure for your foot?
how did it ever
Does she
start?
Does she
I
use
never
a
asked
callus?
Oh no, no.
and take calluses off your.
No. It started when I hurt my back and I couldn't move for like 4 weeks. I was working. I don't even know how I got through work. But the chiropractor like twice a week for like 4 weeks, and they were getting too long. And then she trimmed them.
I know how you got through your toenail cutting problem.
Yeah. So and then she just kept doing them after that.
So does Jess do them now?
No.
No.
Oh no.
That's why they cut.
I
her.
tell him when they're long. I look at him and I go, or I'll see him where he'll touch me with his foot, and I'm like, it's time to cut your
Or
toenails.
I'll stretch underneath the blanket, and it's like a cat scratching.
Yeah.
Her.
They get long.
Yeah, that's a sign.
Yeah. When you
Today
can hear
at
them.
dinner, Kerr actually said something to Joe. We have to move the fan.
That's not that fan that's the problem. It's the air conditioning that's the problem. And you're sitting downwind from the...
Well, we need the air on because it's hot in here.
Okay.
So I'll be fine.
It sounds like you got a little bit of a problem now, doesn't it?
It is. Anyway, but
I'm trying to
Kerr
blow it out
actually
that way.
said to Joe because you could actually see the talons on his feet.
I call them coconut crawlers. I
Time-
said, bro, you got to
time
cut them
to-
coconut
Time
crawlers,
to cut
bro.
your feet, cut your toenails. And that was this evening.
When it's becoming a protective freaking helmet across your toe, that's a sign. Toenails should not be shaped like this.
Well,
Yeah.
first
They're
off,
straight out.
also, has he ever looked at those pictures of people who don't cut their toenails and how they start to get hard and like
They're gross.
what? Yeah, I forget what it's called though, but it also becomes dangerous
Gross.
because
That's what it's called. Fucking
Yeah.
gross.
I hate feet.
You know, I gotta tell you-
absolutely despise.
I gotta tell you something.
Despise feet, and I see a lot of gross ones at work.
And this is the only time, but my ex is a podiatrist. And many, many, many years ago, she had a little pickup truck, and there's a little shop back in the back she used to clean up when she would go to work. And I was in the back, and I knocked it over, and it spilled out, and it was just like, I mean, it was probably equivalent to like having a spider nest fall on you.
I don't.
It just
I'd rather have spiders crawl all over
like
me.
freaking toenails of all shapes and sizes
Could you imagine the smell?
and colors all just spilled out, and I was like, "Whoa!" I almost
most of those people have like
vomited.
a nail fungus or
Oh.
something.
If I was a podiatrist, I would so collect toenails.
I almost vomited,
Why?
and I was like, "You got to clean it up." She's like, "No." I'm like, "Listen, that is fucking gross. Those aren't toenails in there. Those look like a freaking someone just went to Australia and threw a whole bunch of boomerangs in the back. That's how big
Yeah.
some of them fucking were. And they were yellow and orange and just, oh, God.
Oh yeah, I keep them in the like a jar at the office, and like every now and then have a contest. Guess how many toenails are in there?
Ugh, God, you're
But,
so gross.
Gross.
That's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
What are you guys smoking?
Viva la vida.
Ooh.
The torpedo.
Yeah, I'm smoking. Well, I'm smoking two because we had to do matching cigars. So
Well,
once
we
I'm,
didn't have to.
Yeah, once I'm done with my Room 101 Series SA, I'll be smoking the Viva La Vida.
I came in, I picked
Bellicoso.
my cigar, and I said, "Oh, you don't have another cigar?" And he went, "I didn't even think about it." So I just went and grabbed him one.
We're in a
So we didn't have
trifecta
to have
here.
match.
We're doing a trifecta. I actually had the Viva La Vida the other night, but I'm smoking the LCA, the Ron,
Oh, nice.
Okay.
and this is made by AJ Fernandez.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, such good
Yeah,
cigars.
I just saw that on.
This is a
Is that the
really
clown
good.
one?
Yeah, this is a really good cigar. It's a really good cigar. It's made by AJ. Can't go wrong. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I just sent a 5-pack of those to Limac. Those guys sent me some cigars to.
I've never had any of the other cigars.
No, I've never had any either.
Of what? AJ.
No, the
Oh.
clowns.
The
Yeah.
clowns.
So Kev,
but yep.
you want to lead us in to our official intro?
Oh, all right. I'm Kevin.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Kerr,
I'm Jen.
and remember, I fucked up.
I was gonna be like, and remember, I go, wait, what?
What?
I didn't know what to say. You know. Okay.
And take two.
All right. I'm Kevin.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Kerr,
I'm Jen.
and we are
The
Broadleaf Bullies.
That was fucking good.
We talk. You listen. We are the Broadleaf Bullies. And here's your hosts, Kev, Kerr, Jessie, and Jen.
I think that was our best to date.
Where's
Yeah.
Where's
Getting
Joe
it.
going?
Oh, he's just going to my dad's, who
Oh,
across
okay.
town
For the
but
summer.
for part of the summer. He wants to spend
Nice.
time
Yeah,
with
nothing
his
wrong's gonna happen
grandparents
there.
And, my dad has really bad arthritis in his hands, and could use some help around the house. So he wants to stay there. Plus, we used to live down the street, so he has a lot of friends in the neighborhood.
Oh,
He
nice.
gets to hang out with them, but he gets to spend time with Pop and Nona.
He's going to the house that when he was younger, and I picked him up, and I said, "Hey, did Joe eat?" "Yeah, he had breakfast." "What did he have?"
Oh yeah.
"Pretzels and bacon."
Yeah. So we
I
went to the
said,
grocery
"Why?"
store.
He goes, "Well, because he asked for it." I said, "He's a freaking kid. Of course you're gonna want pretzels and bacon for breakfast. Who wouldn't want
If-
pretzels?"
Or ice cream or anything.
If Joe was smart, he would send you a picture every day, pretzels and bacon, every day that he's gone.
Yeah.
Look at me, old man. I'm on vacation.
That'd be the opposite of smart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we did go to the grocery store and picked up some stuff to bring over there tomorrow, just because he's doing his weight training, so he wants to eat certain proteins and whatnot. So he's all
Nice.
ready. But you would think that like he's literally going away for the summer when he's just going to be 15 minutes, 30 minutes down the road.
15 minutes.
30 minutes. Other side of Greenville.
You-
We're
you
on
should-
one
you
side,
should-
but
you should
Dad's on
have-
the other.
You should have him watch my newest video on the homemade cereal bars that I made, because I make them with like protein and stuff. And oh my god, they came out so good.
That'd be
So
your
easy to
dad'll
make.
start freaking selling
Yeah, my
protein
dad will
bars.
sell. My dad sells baked goods on Saturday and Sundays at a bagel shop. He loves the bake and is a personal chef.
That's awesome.
So,
Oh yeah, send him over my video. So I think you'll like them. They're really good. That's what I have for breakfast every day.
Have him send some.
we
of
just
the-
bought a
Yeah.
boatload of Nutri-Green bars
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
know, Nature's whatever and
Yeah, I eat a lot of the Nature Valley, but only when they're like buy one get one, because
They
man,
were.
they're expensive when you buy them from the box, and I'm just like, there's got to be an easier
they're very
way.
crumbly too. I like the oat and peanut butter and the oat and dark chocolate, but
Yeah.
there was a time period that they were like falling apart as soon as you bit into
Yeah.
them.
Oh yeah. And then with my cereal bars, I included, because Nature Valley has the bags of oat and chocolate.
Mhm.
It's basically. I think they're just the crumbled up fucking bars that came off the line,
Right.
and then they just smashed the rest of them and they put them in a bag, you know. And then that's what I make some of mine with. But
I only
yeah.
like the crunchy ones. from-
Yeah,
Do you do peanut butter or no?
I do peanut
Yeah.
butter. Yeah, I do crunchy in mine because
Oh.
I
I love
yeah,
peanut butter.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the best, man. Oh, you know what? My second cigar is tonight is something from straight from England, the Rebellion, Sweet Child of Mine,
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
from Dez.
Oh, right. Is that an? Because I've heard of Rebellion. Is that a European cigar only, or?
yeah,
oh, it is.
I guess he
Okay.
goes golfing with the guy who owns the company.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and actually, I had You Shook Me All Night Long. I smoked that one, and it was really freaking good.
So they don't worry about trademarks over there?
I listen, bro. They got this has got like trademark, like booby traps written all over it. It's You Shook Me All Night Long, Voodoo Child, Sweet Child of Mine,
Yeah.
Ace of Spades. And I'm like,
They didn't even try to change
Well,
it.
that's the one thing with Ezra Zion. They always add like an extra letter. They call it something just a tad different. But I still don't know how they get away.
Well, I mean,
with some of the
because
cigar
it-
names.
because it's not a
Because it-
cigar.
it is in a different industry,
Right.
you know. So I guess if you have like the one-off, but like a brand like that has one brand and then it has all the names, you're
Yeah.
like, hey.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you could have that argument. We talked about it before. It's
Yeah.
a different industry.
Yeah.
And if Axl Rose wants to go after Rebellion because they have a Sweet Child of Mine cigar, you know, listen, Axl Rose got money, probably more than Rebellion does, and they may have a leg to stand on, but I mean,
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? I mean, you know, you see so many of these cigars that come out. The Clown, for example. I mean, they got Captain Spaulding, and I'm like,
And they got the Ron, you know. I mean, at least was it the Ron or is it the Ronald?
it's called the Ron, which is
The Ron.
at least freaking, you know,
yeah.
nod to Ronald McDonald. But when you got
Yeah.
Captain Spaulding and his face on it, I'm like, you
That's,
can't say that it's in the public, it's in the domain. No, it's in the domain because it's got a little
Yeah.
trademark sign next to it.
Yeah.
Because Rob Zombie owns it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so that gets a little bit more finicky, but
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Are you gonna hit the table 30 million times?
I'm gonna try
tonight?
not to.
It's
Maybe
like-
short runs, you'd be good with short runs. I have an idea on a cigar name for a short run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Booby trap.
No, it's just, you don't just blurt it out. It's a secret.
It's a
Yeah.
secret.
It's trap me.
Have you guys seen the article with Mike Piazza, the cigar, him smoking, him living in Italy?
The baseball player,
Yeah.
Mike
The
Piazza?
one
Yeah.
from
Oh, really?
Mets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see
Oh,
the article.
the Mets, not the Yankees. He
Yeah,
just
like, he was
there was a whole he was in a whole cigar. I have to go find it. My
Oh,
aunt
yeah, no.
my aunt actually sent it to me the other day. Let me look really fast.
Yeah, I didn't know Mike Piazza was a cigar smoker.
Yeah, but he lives in Italy.
Yeah,
No, it only makes sense.
He's been
Only makes
retired
sense with his
for quite
name.
some time.
Yeah.
Mike?
Name like Mike. Very Italian name.
Very
Mike.
Italian name.
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
Yeah. So then I'm rocking my new jewelry. I got some new room 101 jewelry. They do
Check
a
you
new
out.
some beaded bracelets. They had a big sale for Memorial Day, 30%
Yeah, right
off.
here. He was in Cigar Spirits mag.
The man must be 70. He looks like he's 28.
He looks
Get
good.
the fuck out of here.
He looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
Piazza, man. He's freaking.
Yeah.
He looked good when
Yeah.
he was playing. He's a handsome
Yeah.
young man.
All right, I'm gonna reach out to him. I need to get him on the show.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I read a little bit of the article. I didn't go back and read any more after she sent it to me, but I thought that was pretty cool.
So I wanted to talk tonight a little bit about trolls.
I never saw the movie, but I do like their funky hair.
Yeah, I didn't see the movie either.
Treasure
I
trolls.
seen the first one in the theaters with
I used
kids.
to have a couple different trolls.
It just reminded me of Mimi from what was the Drew Carey show?
Yeah.
She had all the trolls.
The treasure
Oh,
trolls.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Get them out of
People who
gumball
go,
machines.
people who
too.
go to bingo,
Yeah.
you know, they set up all their
Oh,
little
yeah.
trinkets and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I was a bingo kid.
Were you?
Oh yeah.
I've never gone.
My mom worked bingo at our church's gymnasium. You know, this was back before, like, I told you, I'm a 70s, 80s kid. So
Yeah.
the basketball court for our grade school, they used to put up tables and they'd have bingo. And you'd walk in there and it looked like London. That's how much cigarette smoke there was.
Yeah.
And then you'd try and have it air it out, you know, because a basketball game the next day, you know.
Yeah.
So it smelled like stale cigarette smoke. But they used to get really packed the day after everybody got their freaking government checks.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Like no, I mean that was like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
that's
believe
not
it.
that's not a. You know, me being whatever the hell, someone sensibly pissed off about it, but that was the truth. But it was crazy. We actually had a priest, Father Ramon, who used to have like freaking 20 cards in front of him, and he never used a bingo chip. It was all memory.
Oh, wow. That's actually
Get
impressive.
out.
I
Oh my
swear.
impressive.
God.
That dude was like, he'd go bingo, and they'd be like,
The
where
only-
he'd go right here.
the only experience I have with bingo is that I had a client that had to do volunteer work, and we had to go to like an old folks home, and we had to sit with the guy that he was supposed to be like hanging out with for the day, and it was always during bingo. And then all I ever noticed during bingo was all the older people stealing all the snacks and shoving them in their pockets and
Oh,
stuff.
Man,
And I'm thinking,
horrible.
why are they doing? Because I guess they can't have it. It's not on their
Dude.
diet thing, and they would be like shoving cookies and chips wherever
Bingo is
they
crazy. If you ever
And I was
really
like-
want to get a full effect of what bingo is, the Impractical Jokers did. Did you ever watch the show?
could. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hilarious.
They did a punishment where Sal had to sit and would call bingo when he didn't have it.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about like,
hatred.
oh my God. And
Oh,
I
okay.
actually, when I got a little bit older, I would call the balls. And there are people
Yeah.
that, slow down. I mean, oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
It was horrible.
So we had something interesting happen at work, which I didn't know. Like that. I mean, I got obviously know bingo's popular, but I've never really experienced like anything about bingo. So somebody donated, I guess, bingo bags, and they're apparently like super expensive, or it was like meaningful to them, and we were selling them on the floor. Like there was a whole bunch donated, and I didn't know what they were at first. I'm like, what the hell is this for? And then I'm like, oh, I think it's for bingo. Like you put all your colored marker things
Oh,
in
yeah,
there
your
and like, all this
blotters.
stuff. So this lady apparently called, like saying she donated them. So we tried to pull whatever we could find that nobody bought off the floor. She was like crying, like because we had sold a couple. I didn't realize like how intense bingo people were.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean, it was an accident. Like her grandkid was helping her clean up and donated her bingo stuff, and she like flipped out.
Oh yeah, when I ran
flipped out.
Yeah, when I ran the bar, we had bar bingo once a week, and place would be packed.
Yeah.
And then just like the MVETs, which is like if you were standing on our roof,
Yeah, we
you
could-
could see the MVETs right there. So, like Beth and I mean, we every week we go play bingo once a week. We do Queen of Spades once a week.
Yeah.
And we just go over there and
we tried doing that a few times.
Play the game.
Queen of Spades.
Yeah, it's tough with our schedule and kids, and everything
we
else.
used to drag the kids over there to eat, like on a Wednesday. We'd be like,
Oh,
none of
yeah.
us feel like cooking. Let's just walk over to
I ate over there every Monday night for years. Taco salad night.
Yeah.
They had some great taco salads.
I've never gone.
Bingo's definitely intense, but
I find big bingo parlors right now.
I was a bowling kid. My mom was part of a bowling league, so she dragged us to the bowling alley. Oh my God, we used to get in so much trouble.
Bowling, and in my hometown, it was bowling, but it was freaking pool and darts.
Yeah, darts.
Every bar had their dart team.
Yeah, when my buddy Brian, he grew up in Indiana, so that's what bowling, pool, and darts. Like that's what he grew up with. I mean, his dad, they were on pool leagues, dart leagues.
Carry their own darts with them in their own
Oh,
case.
yeah.
My brother did.
Yeah.
Sean played darts. And was on a pool league.
Yeah.
The Cliff.
My sister used to be. My sister could play pool. Like guys would come up because she's a girl, and she would just wipe them up. Like she was freaking really good.
See, I never got really good at darts because I had I think it was my uncle or cousin. I throw darts, I hold them by the tip. So I flick them. So instead of holding them with the tip facing, I hold darts by the tip straight up, and then I learned how to flick them at the dartboard. And I got pretty good, but I could, like
I don't think you could get pretty good throwing a dart that way.
No.
Try it.
I have. I did when we were drunk and stupid.
That's how I learned how to play darts. Tip first, and then just.
I don't know when they came out with those cool like electric ones. I loved those. Those were like so much fun.
I like. There's nothing replaces an old cork dartboard with real darts, because you can't freaking stab someone with a freaking plastic dart.
Yeah.
True.
Well, that is true, but that wasn't my goal.
So why
my goal was not to stab people.
So why were you bringing up trolls? And I'm
Oh
assuming
yeah. We brought up trolls about an hour ago. We were talking about trolls.
Well, you see, that's what if you bring up a subject and it goes south, you'll eventually get back to it. You just don't blurt out what about trolls, but
circle it around.
Then you always have your co-pilot here who's going to just say, "Hey, what about trolls?"
Yeah.
But not treasure trolls. Not the trolls that you had on top of your pencils as erasers.
Oh God, those were awesome.
The trolls on the internet that always like to be shit stirrers.
Yes.
They're everywhere.
They are.
And it's annoying.
They have nothing better to do.
Now, I've always kind of looked at trolls in there are the trolls that have a fake account, right?
Yeah.
And a creaky door.
Yeah.
And then there's the trolls that are just the jerks who are openly like they have no boundaries. But then there's that other kind that it's the attention seeker who posts stuff.
And there is a fourth kind, of a troll like our buddy Aaron Ellerman is a fucking troll.
Not so much anymore. He's really calmed down.
Well, it's because he got a girl. Aaron
has better things to do now.
Aaron is a great guy.
He's awesome.
He's a vet, but he just loves stirring shit up.
But you know what
in
it
these
is, though?
groups.
He's very smart, and he's also willing to like step back when he's maybe like gone too far or seen it then he'll see it from a different perspective if someone says something like. He wasn't a huge Drew Estate fan. Yeah. And he met us at one of the parties for one of the barn smokers and was he had his
he got in line with me to meet Jonathan Drew. Yeah. And he was wearing a Foundation t-shirt from Nick Melillo, the Liga Privada, and he's getting in line, he's just like
all pumped up.
All pumped up. I'm a troll Jonathan Drew.
Oh, and Jonathan talked to him for I don't know, more than a half hour. Like the one thing about JD is that it doesn't matter who you are, he'll talk to you for 10 minutes if that's all you want, or 2 hours. If you're in that line, you might be there for a long time.
So we finished up in the line, go sit at our tables, and he's like, he's actually a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. So there's that kind of troll that.
Yeah.
They're more shit stirrers, right?
Yes, yes.
The trolls are the ones that kind of do the whole fake thing, and they'll stalk, and they just we've had trolls, right? I mean, everybody has
Yeah.
trolls, but that's the shit stir, the one that openly will stir shit. I've been a shit stirrer before.
Of course. Yes, I know.
But
I do it to joke around, but I mean,
I know.
Well, and you stick around. That
Well,
I
yeah.
think the troll you're talking about will drop this little troll bomb, and they walk away and they don't ever come back.
I
Right.
think my biggest issue over the last, I don't know, few years, but mostly like the last couple months, I've just gotten so sick of it, and I never say anything. Kevin's always asked me just to not engage, just kind of ignore it. And
you
today,
really held back today.
I did hold back though, because I could have said
It
a
could have been
lot.
worse.
I could have said a lot of things and said things that maybe some people weren't prepared for, and that is me being the bigger person, because I did hold back. But I had enough.
I know.
I've
I'm
had
teasing
enough.
you. I was even teasing
No, I
you when
know,
I
but
posted
I-
on there.
No, I know. I laughed at it. It was funny. But I said to Kevin, I said, Kerr tried to stir me up, but I was
did.
not going to have it.
I was definitely
Wait,
trying to stir you
I
up.
had to delete my response.
Why?
No, back to like when we were called out about not to behave this way. I had wrote something, then deleted it, wrote something, then deleted it, and then finally settled on what I said.
What, today?
Yes, because I was pissed when I saw my name attached.
Well, that's what I told him. I was like, don't fucking. I was like, don't fucking tag me on a
It was
post.
so fucked up
When
that he
I'm not
deleted-
writing anything
he-
fucking disrespectful.
But first off, he deleted the post. Then that was it.
Right.
Privately message everyone saying, "Hey, this shit's not cool. We're not
Right.
going to do that." You then put another public post about something that other people probably didn't see.
Right.
Clearly, some people even commented what happened.
Yeah.
That's doubly
That-
attention seeking,
That
in my
bothered
opinion.
me so much, because it was like, how dare you? If you really cared about what you wrote, then why did you not kick that motherfucker out of your group?
Well, that's
Period.
exactly
Period.
it.
That's
Because-
exactly what I wanted to say, and now I guess I said it, because now I said it.
Well, you
Yeah,
should have said it,
this.
because I
But I
kind
was
of
pissed.
I laugh because I always hate, it's like that freaking that bullshit of equal punishment. No.
Yeah,
You know
fuck
what?
that.
Just because someone posted something on an ignorant comment,
Right.
it wasn't disrespectful. What you wrote wasn't disrespectful. What Kevin wrote wasn't disrespectful. It was factual.
Right.
It wasn't disrespectful. And if you really wanted to get down to it, if someone has an opinion of they don't like Kevin, okay, that may not be disrespectful. They're not calling them names. But
Right.
to call everybody out and tag everybody on that, I was like,
Yeah.
See, I
ridiculous.
didn't know that he deleted that post.
Yeah, it was deleted.
So now that makes it look even worse, because now
Yes.
I kind of understand where Kerr's
Yes,
talking about,
that's
because
what-
now
you
he's
look like a
like
bunch of
hey,
fucking bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it looks like we're the people that caused the problems.
Problem.
Okay, so I
Right.
didn't know.
But
he
regardless,
deleted the
at
post.
the end of the day,
Yeah.
that really isn't the big picture of it all.
It is.
I don't care
It is.
who you are. No, I don't care who you are, what you do. To then make a statement like that towards the 5 people that were supposedly involved in all this. No, there's one person. The person that made
Right.
the comment to begin with is the one that you should have addressed all of that with. It should have been taken down and addressed per his comment. Then why is he still in the group?
Can I tell you my opinion?
Yeah.
Because I don't know who the guy is, whose group that is.
Me neither. I don't know,
All right.
because he clearly couldn't
In
have
my
a
opinion,
man and stand
in my
up and say
opinion,
anything.
I think they like the drama. And here's
Of
the
course
reason
they like
why.
the drama, because it gets attention.
Because if you got to remove a post and then post that this will not be accepted and tag all the people who commented on the post that you deleted, you know damn
said
well
negative.
you
It said
know
negative, which-
you know damn well that the majority of people are going to comment on it and say, "I didn't post anything negative, you idiot," and then they got to go back and go, "Hey, Kerr, I wasn't talking to you. I know you never post anything negative." Okay, so now you're doubling up on these postings and making a big deal out of nothing.
Yeah.
When you really should have just either posted on that post, said, "Hey, Rory, whatever your effing name is, Derby, you're gone," and this is not accepted in this group, and leave it up there and make that correction on that actual post so people can actually identify the jackass of the group and not the people who are going,
right.
well, you know what,
mean,
man, it's fucking
everybody's entitled to feel however they want to feel,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have to post attacking comments that attack someone's character like that in that group setting or anywheres. I mean, people do it all the time. I get that. But that guy had no basis. Like, he never reached out to you and was like, yo, man, like, I don't appreciate, like, that you do this. Or, like, he just blatantly came at you. First off, this is the other thing that pissed me off.
But if he does have an issue, who the hell cares?
But here's the thing. The fact that he even said anything, the fact that he even said anything about Kevin, like, trying to get likes or get money, he has a business, you moron. Yeah. What do you think? He's just giving his shit away for free? Like, and then to make the comment like, oh, then you'll see him selling mattresses. No, that's not people who are not successful.
See, that's the part that I thought.
Kevin.
That's the part that I
thought.
When, in my opinion, I think that was the part where it really started to get. It went from, my opinion is that I don't watch a show, I don't like a show, I don't get it. You know, and then you really start getting into the whole mattress thing and stuff. That's where I'm like, listen, dude.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting to a new level now of being a jackass. You know, if someone says, posting, hey, do you like such such? No, I don't like such shows.
No,
I'm not a fan of it.
There was a comment where a guy said he bought one of your bleed tools and he thought it was overpriced. And that's all. And then he said he never really liked your content. Yeah. But he didn't like come at you, and he's entitled to that.
But that's his opinion, right?
That's his opinion, and I totally fine with that. It's the other level that person went to. And then then it caused people then to like say something. It's like, why did you post that? Yeah. What did you gain from posting that?
What were you hoping to get out of it?
The same thing he got from the same thing that was received by and gained by deleting it and reposting a fucking statement and tagging the people.
Right.
It's all attention seeking.
Right. So I have not really stepped in. There's been so many times where I've wanted to just unleash, and Kevin is not. Today was one of those days where I've just had enough. I've had enough of grown-ass people behaving this way. I'm so sick of it. It's such a small industry, and like I smoke cigars to get away from that bullshit. Don't bring it to me. I don't want it anymore. It's so obnoxious.
It is kind of just it gets a little disappointing, you know, because I don't care what industry you're in or what job you're in or how professional, unprofessional, whatever. You're always going to have idiots. And most of the groups want to get together. They want to share pictures. They want to goof around. They want to do this. And then, you know, there's always going to be someone out there being a dick. And you know what? You know, there's been times I wanted to post something, but you know what? You're like, what is, you know, I always ask myself,
what does it gain?
What do we gain
That's
from it?
That's what Kerr tells me, because there's plenty of times where, you know, I'm bitching to him about something that was posted.
But at the end of the day, I felt the need because, you know, Kevin can defend himself. That's not what I'm saying. This just really came down because he was attacking us in a sense, because it's our business.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you for your response or Kevin's response. I think it was highly appropriate.
We work our asses off, and I don't give a shit what anyone thinks they know. They are not here. They don't see what we do. We work full-time jobs. You think that people are giving us money and we're just spending it on whatever the fuck we want? No, that is not how that works.
But that's also really, when that starts happening, that's also a sign that you're doing something right, right? I mean that's you know, I believe that 100%, man.
Jealousy.
When you get people, the more popular they become, the more, you know, your name's out there, the more you're being viewed, the more you're selling. The more criticism, the more comments, the more negativity, the more bullshit, because there's always going to be someone who's going to be sitting there going, oh, he's nothing special. I could do that. No, you couldn't do it. Just shut up and know your role. But that's always a good sign that you're doing something right.
You know, and I think it comes down to the fact that, you know, when people just start slandering people and people just accept it and say, oh, okay, like it's okay to just start dragging people's names through the mud and say whatever they want as factual, that's when I'm just tired of it. But I'm tired of it. So it's like, okay, you want to make your statement? That's fine, but I'm going to counter that statement with something else. And it gives another perspective at this point.
It gave facts.
But, you know, because it's like, how unfortunate that that even had to take place. But I think what was more that pissed me off the most was the fact that I was tagged in another
Yeah, that was bullshit.
post.
That was
Like,
very freaking
I
childish.
found that to be so shitty, and I wanted to say so bad, like, if then what you're posting, what you're saying about kicking people out of the group, then why didn't you kick him out?
Yeah.
If you're not going to tolerate that shit, quote unquote.
It reminded me of a
Don't
company.
tolerate that shit.
I worked for a company a few years back when, if someone acted like a jackass, I had to send a message out to the whole team saying this will not be tolerated, and then I'd have 5 people contacted me going, what was that all about? And I'm like, it's not you, it's not you, it's not you. And the one person who never contacted me was the person it was about. Because they would not, because they didn't want me contacting the person directly and saying, hey, listen, you're being a shithead.
Yeah.
Stop being a shithead.
Yeah, I have to deal with that on a daily basis. I have to be so politically and professional all the time with what I say, what I do at work. I could offend so many people at work, my own employees, the customers. I have to, stick to what the policies are. This is what we do. This is how we talk. This is what we say. And I can't veer from that. It's that simple. You just don't overstep.
Yeah, I remember one of our very first shows. Like, we couldn't have done 2 or 3 shows, and we had little Ryan Gallimore on from Drew Estate. He had just got hired like the previous day or two, and he was broadcasting. He was doing the interview from Ronnie's shop, Secreto, and I didn't know Ronnie other than being an asshole at that time. And one of his, a couple of his people in the shop were watching, and then they had made some negative comments in the chat panel watching it. And then they were doing a live, or they rebroadcasted from Secreto, and one of the guys, because you were on, and said, "Oh, look at the only thing good about this show is the fun bags on the sandwich maker, talking about Jessica."
Yeah.
And Ronnie reached out to me after the show, and he goes, "That wasn't cool." I sat down with that guy. I had to talk to him. I was like, that's not tolerated. Yeah. That was unacceptable for you to make that comment live. And he's like, I and took him to task. And I'm like, thank you for doing.
I think there's times when
and that's what Martine should have done.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. And it's not even so much like, if you're gonna have a group and you're gonna have rules, then follow through on them. Don't then
everybody's
make a
rules
post like
is so freaking subjective anymore. Someone's always gonna be a douche about something.
But at the end of the day, how it was handled is what I'm talking
about. No, I agree with you. I thought it was bullshit. I mean, I give you. I had, when I do my show, I always say, listen, I have no control over what people post, right?
No.
And I'm not going to censor anybody. And I've had people troll the show. I've had freaking stupid comments. I've had freaking insulting comments. I had a girl
texting you from saying, "Did you see?"
Jen's text. I'm like, "Yeah, I saw what they said." Well, remove it, kick him. I'm like, I'm not going to remove it. I'm not going to kick him out because all they're going to do is just prove how big of an asshole that they are. And it got to the point, years ago, when people get jealous, they freaking. I remember that time I went through about a good 2 months of someone reporting me, and I was in Facebook jail. Because our show was fucking blowing up. We were doing shit that people weren't doing. We freaking were having people on, and freaking it was. I would get out of Facebook jail, and I'd be out of Facebook jail for 3 hours, and I would just post, "Hey, how's everybody doing today?" And I'd be back in Facebook jail.
The one thing that I think bothers me, in the beginning, was when we started doing I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. And, we were just trying to have fun, trying to enjoy smoking cigars together, talking about them, learning about them. And people had such nasty things to say about me. And, Kevin would sometimes delete them so I couldn't see them because I would be, so upset. Oh, my God, I can't believe that's what somebody would think about me. The fact that they took the time to write this, comment that would be this long about me.
And then hit send.
Wow. Yeah. And for public on YouTube, everyone can see this. Wow. And then I learned really quick, to not live in, like, let that live in my, brain, like that, like, let them have a, rent in my head for free. Like, whatever. It's, they don't like me, that's fine. But the fact that they even took the time to write that, to watch that, it's like, then why did you even bother? Like, keep moving on.
Yeah.
And there's been a couple times where people said they'd rather just see Kevin do the videos, and I was like, yeah, like, I'm sure you would. That's cool. But we were doing something together. Like, I think a lot of people
then don't watch those videos, right? I mean,
right. That was like my point. Was Kevin does plenty on his own, But like at the time, it was hard for me to navigate like the comments, And then now I don't care. Like, I get so many strange things now said,
you
or
get some weird comments. That's
but I also get, I haven't gotten really that many like negative comments, which is fine. But
being inappropriate is not always negative.
No, but on YouTube, I mean, I don't even look anymore. That's where I just let it go.
Yeah. And I
don't look, and Kevin's like, you got to respond. People are like commenting on. I cannot go, and I don't watch our videos. I don't want to read the negativity, because I'd rather just keep going forward, stay positive. And then like today when I saw that shit, I was like, God damn it! I was like, this is not okay anymore.
It's been a long time since I've gotten a negative comment on a YouTube video, but and usually the negative comments are not really negative. It's just that they don't maybe not like the content. Like, hey, like I wish you'd do more cigar reviews. I miss those. Or when I was doing the cold brews,
I feel like that's like actually good things. Like, they're telling you things that they would like to see. Yeah,
that they want to see. And Kerr knows, as and Jen and you both know, in order to grow what we do in the world, we have to expand, talk about other things.
I think you also have to adapt.
Yeah.
Like, when the world is things are changing, trends are changing, you have to change with it. If you keep doing the same thing, you might keep a handful of people, but then you're just lost everybody else.
Pigeonhole yourself. You're not going to be able to do anything.
And that's what another content creator, and it's probably been about a year and a half since he reached out to us. Someone that we all know, didn't like basically Jessica being on the show. Or basically didn't like Jessica in the reviews. And he made the comment to me, and it still sticks in my head. You keep them how you got them. So if you did cigar reviews and that's all you do, and you got these followers, Lee Mack and I were having this conversation this morning. You just keep doing that. You stay in your lane and you keep doing that. And I'm like, that's a fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And die on the vine that way, man.
Yeah. Now that's a content creator who's got a channel that's dying. But,
I got a question for you on that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know who you're talking about.
I do.
What is a content creator? What do you do to get the title?
I'll send you a message.
Content creator.
Well, I mean, I think in the realm of what that I think my circle of content is YouTube content creators, and probably should specify YouTube content creators, but really it can just be, it could be TikTok, it could be Instagram. It's somebody that posts comments on a regular basis, in order to achieve something, greater as like a business. So what we do in the cigar, like a cigar reviewer.
Oh, so you're basically saying we are content creators and they are also a content creator.
Yeah, they are a content creator. Like Vic the High Desert Man is a content creator. He creates content for the enjoyment of others.
I will say, like, with Vic and everything, that I like, it was so cool, like, when he was doing his coffees and stuff, because I also learned how to, like, we've started making our own creamer and, like, all kinds of cool stuff. And he sent me at one point, like, this fantastic coffee, which I'll say is fantastic for me, but I doubt Jen would think it was fantastic.
As long as you like it, Jess, that's all that matters.
It's all good. But, like, there was, like, so many things that I learned from watching Vic, that, like, some people didn't, like, care for all of Vic's content or how he would, like, do his video stuff. Who cares? Then don't watch it. I learned a lot of stuff, and that's how it should be. Like, there's things that I see on, like, other things. I might watch it for a few minutes, be like, it's not really my thing. That's how I leave it.
Well,
like,
that's what you got to
move
do.
along.
Even when I shifted and started doing the Stogie Road Diaries, and Lars is on, and we were doing that, I had a few people reach out to me and go, "Hey, man, your show's changed." I'm like, "Yeah, okay. Why don't you do more? Why don't you talk about more cigars? Why don't you talk about this?" I said, "It's my show."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have done a show for a long time, and after a period, you have to change it up. You have to mix it up. We went from doing cigar and cigar shop reviews to doing cigar reviews to doing freaking interviews now I want to promote my brand, but I also want to talk about more than just cigars,
Right.
And I'd like to talk about other things that are, in my opinion, are married in with the cigar industry, whether it's food, spices, drinks, music, or just talk about UFOs. I mean,
I know.
Sometimes it's just a nice breath of fresh air to have a show. If you want to hop on, you want to join us, great. If you don't,
if people
then don't
like it, then don't listen. I really don't care.
Yeah, I'm not trying to create content in that area of being hyper focused in one area. There's been a transition of taking our show and starting off with it more focused on the change from factories, and as the date gets closer and closer for us to bring the cigars in, that's going to blend right back into it.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot
that's going to be heavy on that over the next several weeks through June and July, where we're going to be able to really focus on my cigars, and really the artwork, the change, why. And if people don't like it, then they don't have to listen to it or they don't have to watch it. But that's what we're doing.
Yeah. But I think also, too, like, it's about the cigars, but it's also about other things that you love and you want to incorporate that into that. And it could be anything.
Well, we have Kevin and Lars, and then Daryl will pop on, or we'll have on Des. And we're all hanging out shooting shit. That's like being at a cigar lounge.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how many people have a weekly show? It's tons of them.
Yeah, I'm sure
I know of at least
too many to count right now.
I would probably say that there's probably about 8 guys that I consider friends of mine that have shows each week, and I rarely catch their shows.
Thanks for the support, man.
No, let me finish.
No, but you go back and watch.
I not as much.
A lot, though.
But I make sure I try and tune into Kerr's show. Because I never know what's going to be said.
Yeah.
So there are other guys that have shows on each week.
That's not helping you.
And I really don't watch them because they're just going to talk about the same thing. It's just the same thing each week.
But I still catch you watching other people's shows.
Yeah.
Like, you listen. You don't always watch.
Yeah.
It's always in the background. I mean, even when we drive in a car, you have it playing through the radio.
Oh yeah,
So
but like the live shows, like Kerr's show.
Yeah, the live shows.
Because I want to watch that live because it's like, something cool was said or something. I want to chime in and ask a question.
Yeah,
and
I know.
So you never know what Kerr or Lars is going to talk about.
So I want to know what's the difference though between Kerr, what you're trying, what you're kind of doing, what your show, and where it kind of morphs into, wherever it may morph into, which is fine. Some of those whereby rooms and stuff, they go on all kinds of topics and talk about all kinds of stuff. But what I'm saying is though, so some of those guys are still joining into them. So what's the difference? I don't understand. How come that would be more okay than someone's show being that way?
I don't know, the whereby rooms.
No. I'm not comparing. I'm just saying, it's just
in some of them.
on that scale. There's
the fuck's
some.
a whereby room?
I have no idea. I didn't want to seem stupid and ask.
Whereby is Zoom. It's just a different Zoom.
Zoom thing.
Is that a new phrase? Brand new? Is that a phrase
it's another app or something.
Oh, whereby is something that came along at the beginning. I don't know how long they've been around. Probably not as long as Zoom. But that's just something that has came up. You have to have a link. You just have to have a link,
right?
Just like Zoom, and then you turn on your camera and you can watch.
There's so many different topics. There's so much stuff that's said in those rooms. Some may be appropriate, some may not. I don't know.
Is it like a chat room, like back in the day of AOL?
Yeah,
kind
of. It seems like that.
the
just you
cigar
can see
room.
people.
Yeah, that's what
It's
it's just.
basically like that.
You're just joining. You're joining a Zoom meeting is all you're doing, and then everybody's talking on camera.
Did you not ever do AOL chat
No.
I did
rooms?
AOL.
That's
I
right. He
remember that. That
doesn't
was
know.
great. The
I
little
knew
drop down
Kevin-
menu.
I knew Kevin
Yeah.
didn't know what we were talking about.
I
Yes,
know what
Jen,
chat rooms
that is
are, yeah.
exactly not like.
You type in
Trust
your
me,
hobby
if
name.
you never did it, you have no idea what we're talking about.
I used to do a chat
what we
room
used
for
to
the
pay for
Philadelphia
AOL.
Flyers and torture people.
I mean, that's how you got
Yeah.
to. That was like the first dating sites too. Was
Yeah.
on there. Like you go in, meet people in these chats, and like meet up. It's like way before any of those. Like, yeah, Kevin has no clue.
Yeah.
None.
That was like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. Yep.
dial up.
Dial up.
Dial up. Yep.
Better
Absolutely.
make sure it's within your local area.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah, the
your
dial-up.
phone
You were-
bill.
oh,
was,
God, yeah.
whew.
I remember that with pharmaceutical. When I had my computer when I was working in a pharmaceutical company, if you dialed up at the wrong zip code or the wrong area code, you're effed,
Remember
man.
my mom opening up the phone bill and somehow dial-up was on Newark, New Jersey, which was a different county than me.
Yep.
And it never got disconnected. It was just, oh, that was a horrible day.
Yeah, my sister and I, we got in so much trouble. So much trouble. Yeah, and it would be you'd get so angry when it wouldn't connect. Like, you'd be like, come on, and it'd be like, and then it would drop off, and
Yeah.
you'd be like, why?
I know. Now if you wait for 2 seconds, you're like, come on,
Yeah.
fucking download.
I know.
Like,
Hit and refresh.
I know you're just sitting there waiting, like, why is this taking
I know.
forever? Yeah,
5
It literally-
seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds. You're like, I'm just.
Before you had to go through the whole freaking, it was like a good 5 to 10 minute step just to get online, and then once
Yeah.
it got online, that was like several minutes for anything to download. It's like by the time you freaking got logged in, I'm like, man, I'm already 3 beers in. This is terrible.
You got your CD and a magazine, or you bought it,
I
or
know.
you're just sent away for your AOL, or
Yep.
You're
You're lucky if you get your free AOL disc.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
all the time. That was like the best.
Well,
That was awesome.
But you know what, though, Jess, you were talking about these, and I don't know. I mean, I think some, these shows are fads. Some come, go, some stick around.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be. I mean, some groups get a little bit tighter because they get so hyper focused on a cigar or a specific group, and some of these groups, they just want to sit around and just freaking. It's like a freaking, it's like a bingo parlor, right? Or they sit there and pop and bitch and complain. I really don't know what it is. When I tune into different shows, I tune into the folks that I support, who are my friends. But I also tune into like Kevin's show because it's good content.
Yeah.
It's good structured content, and the majority of the time, the interviewee is interesting. The person that you have on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Last week's show was fantastic.
but there's a couple. There's been a couple that are just like, not my cup of tea, but I'll stay on and support. And then I'll throw in, hey, did I win anything? Just to fuck with you. But that's that's being supportive. Because I know 95% of the time, the person you're interviewing, I'm going to be interested in. And you're going to make it interesting, and you're going to learn more about them, and it's going to be fun, And I enjoy seeing some of the guys, the folks on there when you say, "Hey, what's up, Kev?" Corbellies, or Cigar Show Tim, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's like check up, see how those guys are doing, because then they come over and support my show as well.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's a nice tight group, and it's not filled with bullshit. I mean. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I agree.
But then, I remember I had a show a few years back. I know Jennifer was referencing this one. And the Stick Man. You remember the Stick Man?
Yes, we do.
Am I allowed to say his name on here?
Sure,
Yeah.
why not?
Well, Matt, Stick Man reached out to me. He goes, hey, I want to be a guest on your show. And he had moved out of wherever the hell they were, and he was in Hattiesburg. And he wanted to bring my cigars in. I was like, okay, fine, pay up front. I was like, sure, you could be on the show. No problem. And he's like, do you have a problem with it? I'm like, no, you said some stupid things to me and blah, blah, blah. I said, but you apologized and stuff. I said, but my show, I've always preached it. My show, I'll have anybody on, right? In the cigar industry. And I'm not going to put guardrails on because I'll give you enough rope to either wander the yard or hang yourself. That's going to be up to you. I said, but just be prepared that there's going to be probably some people hopping on that are not going to say so many nice things about you and ask really stupid questions. I said, I'll address the questions, or I may rephrase them in a nicer way, but I said, I'm going to ask you questions. I'm not going to try and play gotcha because I don't believe in that either. Right. I'm not going to have someone come on and then ask them a really ridiculously, disrespectful question.
Yeah.
Regardless of the person or their character or their history. I think it's disrespectful. But I'm going to have them on. And he came on, and it was not a bad show. And he talked about a lot of the shit he's been through and what he's done. And, believe it or not, I think that, those people who are always saying that they're being redeemed, it's like, it's a cycle, man. It's, they're conning someone, and when they get caught, they're in redemption, and then then they're conning people when they're being redeemed, and then they get caught again. It's just a waxing and waning.
Or it's just a mental health issue.
It may be, but we had a friend who hopped on the show and was just obnoxious.
Yeah.
And I did not delete any of the comments. I did not filter the comments. I did not freaking say, hey, how dare you? I had other people contact me and say something. I was like, listen, it's my show. I think you're being disrespectful to me when you do that, but that's your call. And then they eventually contacted me and said, hey, I'm really sorry. But I never reached out to them. I never reprimanded them. I never said, how dare you do that? Because that's not my place as a host of my show. My place as the host of the show is to ask questions and have a guest, make them interesting, have a good conversation, learn more about them, and then if the audience decides that they're going to be jerks or they're going to turn a certain way, that's on them. The only time I have gotten pissed off was when I had what's her name on from Arizona.
They had the cigar shop in Arizona, and they moved to Pennsylvania.
Melanie and her husband from Fifth on Ford.
Yeah, I had Melanie on when she was catching a lot of shit, and I was like,
I don't know what was going on around that time, but there was a lot of
I don't remember.
Yeah, why would
I don't
she
remember
be
something
catching
happening
there was
when
a
she
lot
was.
of shit being thrown their
all
way
I know
at that time.
That's weird.
All I know is that when I announced that she was going to be on the show, I got about a half a dozen friend requests of people I didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
Really? That's so
right?
weird.
Well, they were all trolls.
No, I get them. I'm just saying, I wonder,
there was
that's just a weird thing.
It's I don't want to get it. It was a long story with territory and cigar shit.
A couple of years ago.
But I had a couple people make comments, and I was like, and some guy made a comment, and I said, hey, dude, I'm like, you make a comment like that on my show, had the balls to expand on it.
Yeah.
And there was no comment afterwards.
Yeah. That's how it is.
That's the only time I'll call someone out is if they're going to be an asshole like that.
I mean, I see it on Kevin's show occasionally, but, we never entertain any of it. But a lot of times, too, even the people in the chat panel, they just don't entertain it. It's when you feed, I think, those kind of comments that...
Yeah, you got to know when to ignore someone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's what the people want is they put that out there because they want the attention.
It's like,
and then it just festers and grows.
People are direct like that. And I know some other people that will make very passive, indirect comments and posts, right?
Yes,
and I'm sitting there laughing going, okay, I know you're talking about me. You're posting about me. But I'm not going to even indulge in it. Just because... You're an idiot first and foremost, and that's the other type of troll that they're actually trolling to see if you'll bite,
that is true.
On their postings, and every once in a while I'll freaking do the hashtag say my name. If you really have anything to fucking say about me, say my fucking name, and I will destroy you.
I think of what's that movie, American Pie, where she's like, "Say my name."
Yeah.
I always think of Walter White. Say my name.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if you're gonna be an asshole like that, or if you're gonna be passive, or if you're gonna be like, some people, or if you're gonna do, dude,
I hate passive
say my
aggressiveness.
fucking name.
The passive aggressive ones are the worst. They're the worst trolls.
Oh.
It's like you know what? It's like the old skit from In Living Color. It's the only I ain't want to gossip, so you ain't heard this from me.
Right.
But I heard Kevin. It's I heard somebody's buying all his TikTok followers, but I ain't want to gossip.
Yeah,
so you ain't heard that from me.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
and you see it.
What goes around comes around. Karma does eventually catch up to people, and I know that. Today was like a slip on my part. I feel like a little bit because I allowed something to finally like just put me over the edge.
I don't see anything wrong
that.
with it.
I didn't think there was anything wrong with it.
I just couldn't take it
I'd bust your
anymore.
balls and goof around with you, but I mean, in all seriousness, I thought your comment was appropriate. I thought Kevin's response was appropriate.
Yeah.
I just hate people that try and put you in a position that you have to give your resume.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what,
Yeah.
motherfucker? I don't fucking owe you an answer. I don't owe you a resume. And more importantly, if you have something, a beef with me, or if you have something to say, or if you're going to accuse me of something, then come to me and say it, or post it and fucking tag my name on it.
Yeah.
And then and then if you want to, listen, I told someone a while back, if you ever want to freaking have a discussion live, I don't subscribe to that type of drama. However, if you're going to talk shit about me behind my back to other people and try and freaking slander me or freaking impact my business, then I will be more than happy to bring it out in the open and talk to you live about it, because I will destroy you, because I have this crazy thing called facts on my side.
Yeah.
I don't have opinions. I don't have my truth. I don't have freaking an interpretation. I have objective facts, and those and that's when you presented the objective facts, where if 9 out of 10 people are in a room or see something or read it, they're all going to agree that is factual. That's why it's objective. There's no feelings behind it. There's no emotion behind it.
I mean, Jen, I think you and I are very similar. Like, it's also like, I don't know, it's like a lioness type thing too. Like
I don't think it's necessarily a lioness. It's our personality and just our views on things.
What would you call it then? A rabid bear?
No,
of course it's a lioness. You're fucking protective. You're freaking.
Yeah, I'm super.
I am protective.
super
Yes.
protective.
Okay, so just.
I was gonna say, I know. You're trying to. Who are you trying to sell on this bill of goods that you're not like that?
I embrace that I'm that way. It can be
I
intense.
am.
Kevin will tell you. I'm fiercely protective.
And I hold back, and it just all of a sudden the switch turns and it all comes out.
I hear it.
It takes a lot, and then once it happens, whoever it's against, it's done. You're not. There's no.
I've never
back
seen anybody
from it.
who's got a freaking list of they're dead to me.
Yeah.
That is like
And
there
there's
is
only
no
one
resurrecting
person that
those
has
people on that
made
list.
it back from the dead.
One,
and it took a
One.
lot.
Yeah. We know the one. Yeah.
One.
It took a lot, but the others,
one.
it's just
Because they actually had the freaking balls and the sincerity to reach out to Jennifer and talk to her personally. And, and people make mistakes, and you got to understand that friends and people are going to make mistakes.
I'm not a forgiving person. I should be, but I'm not.
I love living in this house.
But I feel like, we do so much for others, and I will always do so much for others. But then if you want to fuck with us, and it just
You are a forgiving person, but you know what? The cough I spilled on the carpet, I still feel like you're angry with me to this day.
Well, the fact that the stain's still there, even though it's lighter, and I've spent
Never forgive me.
hours
It was an
cleaning-
accident. An
He's
accident.
just lucky
Not on
that
purpose.
I was sick, sitting at the kitchen table, and really had no.
The look on your face,
I couldn't verbalize
honestly,
shit because I was still.
I'd be
I was only
dead
24 hours.
if
not
lasers
even
could
after,
shoot out of your
it was
eyes.
the next day after
Oh my God.
being sick.
I'd have
so I
been
was still
dead.
very much out of it.
It would have been like
It was horrible.
the boys.
It took me
You
like
would've just
3
been like,
hours to clean that carpet, which is cream color, and his giant Clemson tumbler of black coffee that I made, so you know it's pretty thick. It's not
Yeah,
like,
it was-
you know,
So it's your fault for making thick coffee.
yeah. Just slowly falls over onto the carpet.
It was so slow motion. I was sitting on the couch. I had the freaking coffee on the floor because we don't have a coffee table right now.
It's on back
And I
order.
put my phone on my leg because I found a peanut on my shirt from my freaking crunchy peanut butter. And I was like, oh, and I'm like still half asleep. And I looked,
And I just
and
watched this.
I had track pants on. I watched my phone slowly slide off my leg, fall, hit the
top of
carpet,
tumbler.
hit the top of the tumbler, and the tumbler just fell over
And it just
really
goes
slower. And I'm like, and it fucking just went bloop. And I looked right up at Jen, and she was just sitting there, and she's looking at it just like,
I didn't say one word.
and looked up at me, and I was like, I am so sorry. Please do not kill me.
I looked at her like, wasn't me.
Kevin,
Yeah.
Kevin,
Wasn't
this
me.
was after about 3 days of her shampooing the carpets.
Because we were getting the new furniture, so we went out and bought
Just
like
got
a
the
Mac
new-
Daddy.
This was just recently
Yeah,
then.
because we.
Okay.
I wanted to clean the carpet since we were getting our new furniture. So instead of having a service come in, which I'm glad we didn't do that, we went out and bought a really good carpet cleaner. And with
For about the same price of what it costs to have the carpet
yeah,
professionally
because
cleaned.
knowing you have animals in the house, the cat likes to decide to piss and shit wherever. because
Carrie
she,
puts coffee
She doesn't want to
on
use the
the
litter box
floor
for whatever reason.
like a
So
jackass.
I'm always cleaning something, so it was worth the investment in it.
We got a 15-year-old boy who goes, Joe, did you check the bottom of your shoes before you came in? Halfway through the carpet, and he goes, yeah, and then he checks his shoes, you know.
Yeah, I
But,
noticed
so
I had
I
poop on
spent
them. Yeah, and just kept walking.
several hours, if not a half day, of cleaning the carpet before the furniture came in, and this was probably 2 weeks later.
And she still goes to the carpet cleaner, man. And when I hear the carpet cleaner run, I stay outside.
I could see Joe be like, yeah, Joe, did you check your shoes? Yeah, I have like mud or poop on them. I'm going to walk upstairs and clean them in the bathroom. And then just walk through the house.
Yeah, pretty much. He has a wire
I-
brush upstairs that he cleans his sneakers with in the tub.
Yeah,
So,
I can see him
yes,
just
he does.
wearing them, just walking through, tracking the mud everywhere.
He's
I
got
saw
to
that you're drinking Snapple, Jen. What does your cap say?
Oh,
he's gotten to the door, and I watch him. I
can't
watch him
see.
go from outside, walk inside, and I go, Joe, did you check your shoes? And he goes, yeah. I go, you did? And then I'll look at his shoes, and luckily he's been on the wood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess I stepped in some crap. And I'll walk back with some like,
So my Snapple says, I always forget they have facts on here.
Oh, I love them.
So, real fact, mountain lions can whistle.
What?
Mountain lions can whistle.
Lioness.
Fact number
There you go.
1430.
Oh, that's awesome. I love all
Get
the
all the
Snapple
real
facts.
facts at snapple.com.
And mountain lions, like big cats purr and they meow like big cats.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know. Like first time I saw like a lion like meow or whatever. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
that's weird.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
That I would find more
That-
normal than a whistle.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't see
yeah.
the cats whistling. I don't see our cat whistling at all.
Have you ever seen that video with that guy who was jogging and the mountain
Oh,
lion
yeah.
who was trying to protect her babies
Oh,
followed
yeah.
him forever and he's filming it and he's like, I mean, I was like waiting for that cat to eat him.
Yeah, that
I
was
was
too
like,
long
that
ago.
mountain lion's
don't
gonna
fuck around
get
with that
you.
shit. I was
that
golfing
shit's
in
scary.
California on my buddy's wedding. We went out golfing. We're getting ready to tee out, and he's like, "Yeah, just keep an eye out for mountain lions." We had a few people get killed. A lady found a jogger, all mauled up in the woods, and I'm like, "Dude, my golf game sucks. Now I'm gonna be in my backswing if I see any movement."
See that's why you don't jog. You only when you hear of mountain lions or big cats attacking people, they're always jogging. You never hear of somebody going out to get their mail and getting attacked by a mountain lion. It's always the jogger.
I'm not gonna get eaten by a mountain lion drinking a beer in a bar.
Damn right.
Wasn't it
I
a mountain
don't-
lion that went after the rabbit that you protected?
Yeah, no, it was a bobcat.
Bobcat.
Yeah, we have.
Still.
You guys have
Still.
bobcat? I don't know where like the regions are. Like I don't know if you have bobcats.
Oh yeah, you guys should have
We
bobcats.
should.
I think we down here probably. I know we had them up in
We Google what kind of
Pennsylvania.
cats
I
do
just
Oh, did-
read.
okay.
I just read an article that the Florida Panthers finally back on the rebound.
Yeah.
Well, they had to bring like bobcats from other places and panthers from other places because there was too much inbreeding happening.
Yeah.
The Florida Panthers are on the rebound. I didn't know. Did the season start already?
Yeah.
So,
No.
bobcats are the only native wildcat found in South Carolina.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. There you go.
Yep. Supposedly, there's been some Florida panther sightings in South Carolina, but
I
they're
believe
saying
it.
it's a subspecies of the
Yeah.
eastern cougar. So
Oh
it was
no,
probably
man, we got
more of
enough
a
bugs
cougar.
that could contend with snakes and creepy crawly
Yeah.
shit.
I remember when I was doing security when they were building, and at that time, and I think it still might be one of the largest, but at the time it was the largest solar field in the U.S., which is only about an hour from us, and just tons of copper and everything. So I had to do one night a week out there, and it was an overnight just guarding all the property. And there was one night I had to call my boss. I'm like, hey, I'm not doing my rounds tonight. You know, I can have my binoculars and see everything. And about 3 feet off the ground, I went out to do my one round, and there's just two glowing eyes
Ooh.
just sitting out in the road. And it was definitely a panther because it was jet black,
Yeah.
just two glowing
I
eyes.
would've
Just, and I'm like,
died.
I'm not doing the rounds
I would have
tonight.
died.
And he's like, no, you know, and it was
Yeah, it would have eaten you. It
it's
would have
rough.
mauled you.
Usually we did the car, but there were certain buildings we had to actually walk, I don't
Screw
know,
that, man.
a couple
Yeah.
100 feet to get to, and it's just like not
Yeah.
worth it.
The big
Not
cats are
worth it.
scary.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is.
Yeah,
So
they'll-
you don't
they'll-
mess
they'll-
with them.
Scary shit.
They'll get you quick.
Yeah.
You won't even see it happening.
Oh.
But,
Yeah, but I know that like they were struggling to keep the population like growing and stuff because they were, probably being poached. Then with all
Well-
the inbreeding and there
Well,
was
and
like,
then it was the habitat for the longest
Yeah.
time. It was the Florida Turnpike. They were getting
Yeah.
hit and killed.
Yeah.
So now they've got them funneling, so they have the big barriers on the
Yeah.
side, and then they built the tunnels underneath
Yeah.
the
and they're
turnpike
finally
to where
starting
all
to
the
come back.
animals, after a while, they learn you follow the fence line, and then you had the tunnel that goes underneath,
Yeah.
and then you can get out to the.
Which is
It's a
which
good
is
kill
nice,
zone
but-
for the tigers to eat some antelope, some deer.
So what?
Oh yeah, you know they're wait. You know some of them are just waiting.
So
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it crocodiles that are saltwater?
Well,
Crocodiles are saltwater.
So they're saying there was an article that I read. I think it was about crocodiles that are adapting to go into freshwater, which is like
or alligators can do both.
Alligators can do both.
they?
I think.
Can
they
Yeah,
do both?
one of them can do. I think alligators can do both, and crocodiles are specifically saltwater.
So-
I read
they're
that the white
saying there's-
rhino was extinct as of yesterday. And
Oh,
Huh?
really?
The white rhino is extinct now.
They can go in saltwater.
I don't know, maybe, but they're not on this earth anymore. Samantha and I were talking about it.
Oh,
I just watched.
Do you mean
watched
in
it.
the wild or in
Yeah.
general? Like maybe
She just said the white
typically-
rhinos are now extinct. So
I just watched a video.
I would
I
think
didn't
that there's
realize,
some in captivity, but
I
they
didn't
may not be
realize how
breeding
fast a
them.
hippopotamus was in the water.
Bro.
they're-
Oh, they're
Oh my
super
God.
fast.
I was
Oh
gonna
my
say
I wanna
that
see
is
that.
literally the scariest animal on the planet. It can
Well, I heard-
run.
vicious.
It
I think they kill more people than
Oh yeah,
anybody.
yeah.
Yeah, than anything.
They are so quiet in the water. They can swim fast in the water, and they're fast runners. And
Yeah,
their
I-
mouth is like the size of a Volkswagen.
Yeah, I watched a video and it was a boater, and it was like maybe a small boat, maybe
So
8,
it's like
10,
a water and land
like
shark
like
coming
maybe
at
like
you.
an 8, 10, 12-foot boat going like full speed, and a hippopotamus lunges out of the water and is just hauling ass,
Yeah.
and it kept lunging at this boat, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here! Didn't anybody have some marbles to throw? I don't know.
So,
What the,
so
that
Kevin,
was,
Yeah.
Kevin ruined my whole entire world with the otters.
uh,
Oh, when he told me about otters and then sent me a link about what otters do to other animals, I
They just
never
wanted
looked.
to have a jug band.
No, otters are rapists
yeah,
and murderers.
What?
They are evil. They are. Kevin will have to
Otters.
send you this link.
otters.
They-
It's
Emmett
probably the
seems
wor-
so.
Oh, I know.
It-
Emmett seems so
it's
sweet.
probably-
They're so
Oh,
cute when
Jim
they're on their
Carrey.
back.
like the otter.
They're
The otter is
evil.
like the biggest dick of the animal kingdom. Like
They are. They're
like
horrible.
They rape
They
everything.
take baby seals, rape them, and kill them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they keep their bodies for like up to a week, and they
Do
continuously
they cut
rape
it
them
open
after.
and like sleep in it?
No, they rape
no,
it.
they just rape it. Yeah. Yeah, and then
True.
the dolphin.
You're never going to look at them the same now.
And then the dolphin.
You're welcome, everybody.
They say I don't know how they know it, but the dolphin is the only other mammal besides a human that has sex for pleasure.
Yeah,
So,
they say that. Yeah,
dolphins
say
try and rape.
Didn't they
yeah.
talk about that in Dolphin Tale?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know, but I know that
I
they
don't
say
know.
that dolphins try to rape other animals.
Yeah, but yeah, otters, dicks. Dicks.
Really?
of
So
animals.
so crocodiles exist in both freshwater and saltwater.
Okay.
Alligators can live in salt water for a few hours or even days, but they're primarily freshwater.
Okay,
Okay.
so then it's the
stuck on
alligators
the
that
otter
are
thing.
now adapting so much
Yeah.
that it's now becoming a problem.
Yeah, so we've seen them off Venice Beach. Like so, like they'll snatch an alligator then,
Mhm.
and they're wondering like how it got like into the Gulf, salt water.
Yeah, but they're
So,
saying that because
yeah.
when we have these like jetties and stuff, and especially when it's from saltwater to freshwater to get back into the bay, they it mixes.
Yeah,
So
they
they're
spend so much of that
starting-
brackish water, they freaking
Right.
they adapt.
So they're starting to adapt,
Look at 'em.
and
Yeah.
they're saying it's becoming like a huge
Yeah.
problem.
That's the cutest rapist. Look at those
Yeah.
little fuckers.
Yeah, they're not.
They're so cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait till you see this article that Kevin will
Yeah, I'll
send
find
you.
it, but,
Terrible.
But yeah,
Awful.
so it's crocodile that can go in both. Same with like sharks, like the bull shark is the only shark that can go in salt and fresh, and it doesn't even care like one way or the other. It just goes in both.
Huh? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
What- so you're
hippopotamuses are fucking nasty motherfuckers.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
There's
you
no
always
way.
hear about like, they went out this camp. They went out and then they woke up next morning and someone was gone. What
Yeah.
happened? We don't know. They probably went to go to the bathroom and got too close to the water's edge, and a freaking hippopotamus just ate them.
Ate them.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's orcas, and they kill whales and stuff, other
Yeah.
baby whales and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like they
Orcas are-
attack like as a team. It's terrible. They drown. They keep pushing the baby down until it like basically drowns, and then they kill it.
Yeah.
It's awful. And then you hear the mothers cry. It's terrible.
That's the circle of life.
I get it. I mean,
know,
I'm not
yeah.
messing with the Wild Kingdom. I'm just saying, like, it just gives you a different perspective of.
Except for
How-
the rapist freaking otters.
Rapist
Well,
otters.
I was always
Emmett
like,
Otter, you
I am so
motherfucker.
cute.
You've just ruined my favorite all-time Christmas
I
movie.
love
Every
that.
time I watch that, when we watch that
Oh
from
my
now on, and be
God.
like, he's a rapist. He's freaking.
As he slides down his little slide onto the pond.
Yeah.
with his
I
mom.
know.
Yeah, he had
I know.
to- he had
the
to tell
jug,
all-
the
he-
jug,
he has
the
to-
jug band.
He has to tell all his neighbors when he moves into town what he's done.
Yeah.
So I do. The hippopotamus can run up to 30 miles an hour.
Wow.
Oh my god,
God.
that's crazy.
That's
That's
insane.
That's a big freaking ant. That is huge.
That is a
And that's hauling ass.
freaking Mack truck going full speed
Yeah.
at you.
I mean, when you think about that, I mean, Jesus. I mean, freaking what here? Giraffes. Who cares about them? Cheetahs do 50 to 80.
Cheetahs are the fastest.
That's
aren't
fast,
they?
but still, though, I mean, a cheetah. When you see a cheetah, you expect it to go 50 to 80. You see hippopotamus, you're like, wow, that thing
Yeah,
can go.
yeah, I can outrun that. I'll just have a brisk walk.
Yeah,
Not.
no.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
Well-
bears. You can't freaking, you get in the water. Bears can swim.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't freaking, you can't climb up a tree because they're damn good climbers, and you can't outrun them because they're fast as shit.
Yeah, then they got the new the growler bear. So the grizzlies and the polar bears have
I
been
know.
mating
Fucked
and
up.
creating some weird new
I
bears.
know they thought the snow leopards were extinct, and then they started finding them again. So maybe with the white rhino, who knows? Maybe they're out
Yeah.
there in the wild somewhere.
Well,
Still
snow
out
leopard
there.
can hide. I mean, it's
Well, they say a lot of stuff
Yeah.
like is either extinct or on the brink of extinction or whatever, or they say that so then they put them in captivity. But who knows if they can breed them or not in captivity? Like that's just interesting.
Grizzly bears run 35 miles an hour.
They're
Yeah.
fast.
I think grizzly bear. You can stand up
Yeah,
there 8 foot
they're-
tall. Their paw is probably about as big as a freaking.
You see one, you might as well
car
just
hood.
lie down. And
That's why you play
No,
dead.
that-
Take it.
You're supposed to play dead. Yeah, you're
What
supposed
else
to
are you
go
gonna
and
do?
cover your face
Yeah.
and everything and just lay there.
You really have no options.
Yeah.
No, you have none.
yeah.
We
if
used to
you-
camp all the time in
Another
North
reason why I don't
Carolina.
like the camp.
And my
Yeah.
brother, I convinced him to go camping with me, like during November in North Carolina. It was fucking cold, and we were doing a trail, and there was a fresh bear paw print, and he was like, had his machete out, and he was like freaking out, and I'm like, just let's just keep going. I'm sure they're not over here anymore. Like, let's just keep going. But then he had me freaked out, and I was like,
A machete? When they bag his body parts, they'll be like, yeah, that hand over there holding the machete, can you put that in the bag too?
That's like that.
He was like, this is not okay. I'm like, they're everywhere. It's like, we're in the wild, man. Like, we're in the mountains, not like, we weren't like on main trails. Like, we went like hiking, and then we were rappelling, and he was like, had his machete, like he was gonna do something.
It's like that guy, like the bear whisperer there years ago in Alaska, and he's friends with the bears and did all the filming, and he interacted with the bears.
So the documentary got killed.
All they found was blood everywhere.
Yeah.
They never found a single body part. I'm like,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, guy. That's
what happens. That's what happens when your friends get hungry and they're bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only seen one bear in the wild, like run across the road, which is like really rare. Like when you're, like most people have lived in North Carolina, like born and raised, that they've maybe seen like one or two their whole lives. Like they're very elusive. They try to stay away from people, believe it or not. It's when you, especially during the times when they have their cubs, don't go in those areas.
Yeah, we've seen some with cubs because we used to go upstate to my grandfather's hunting cabin. And you go up there, and we used to go deer spotting at night. Like, nowadays, if you told the kids, like, hey, listen, kids, like, we would want to. It'd be like, my Uncle Artie was like, are we going to go spot deer? Like, we wanted to get out, and we would all pile in a truck, and we just would drive to a field, and they'd just take the light and just spot deer, and then there'd be a bear.
Why were you spotting deer?
Wait, to see them.
To see them.
Oh, okay. I thought you like that, to hunt them.
No.
Well, when you
hunting, that's different.
When you like hunters will go spotting deer at night to find out what areas deer like congregate.
Okay.
It's like okay, this field is filled with deer at night, so I'm going to make sure that doing some recon work. And then you get some guys that'll poach deers. They'll shoot them at night, but they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
But
you can't hunt. You can't hunt at night.
No.
No,
but we would just do it just to spot deer because you're a kid and there you are. You're freaking, you turn on a big old spotlight and there's freaking 5 deer eating in the middle of a field. It was fun. We didn't have freaking Game Boys and
you saw a deer on Friday.
Yeah, we saw deer golfing on Friday.
Yeah,
you saw a deer golfing on Friday.
Yeah,
it was great.
You can see his pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was walking around on 2 legs.
You were golfing. The deer was golfing.
No, the deer
wasn't golfing.
The
deer was.
Yeah, we just saw a deer golfing on Friday. Those are Oxford commas, Carrie. I need a little pause there. That's just like the fat lady. I don't, with her hair. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
The deer.
The blonde fat lady. The deer was golfing.
The deer was. The deer let us play through.
Yeah, that's it. Well, they're nice like that. I hear that.
Having problems with the.
I always, anytime I think of like
yeah.
going out, like camping, and also I always think like the Great Outdoors movie is like one of my favorite movies, and literally like that's kind of like what it's like sometimes, when you're out and like fucked up shit happens.
See, that's a great movie. That's a pro and a con of like, so someone's camping is like, oh, let me show you what camping's all about, and then you show them the great outdoors, and then someone else like, hey, you want to see how horrible camping is? You show them the great outdoors.
No, but like the bear thing, like we used to go up to a place in Pennsylvania, and you could feed the bears and stuff, which is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like it's so dumb
And
that
it
you're
wasn't
allowed
a
to
zoo?
do that. No, it wasn't a zoo. It was just like a park area that people could go and like feed, just like in that movie. And I remember my
They
dad
have a top hat and a little collar and tie.
So did they
Hey, boo-boo.
did someone just
No
fuck
Yogi
with the
Bears.
sign where it says "Don't feed the bears"? Someone put "Do feed the bears."
Yeah.
when you're young, during that time, like they didn't like that. Like it is now, everything is don't do that. But then, you kidding me? It was like for sport. Like people would be sitting there, I'd be like, really? Like my dad used to get so pissed that people would do that. He's like, it's just inviting like dumb trouble and like unnecessary like chaos.
Butch was telling me that they were somewhere with his dad when Butch was younger, traveling throughout wherever, and they stopped at a roadside attraction where you could wrestle or fight an orangutan. And it was like at a gas station. It was like at a gas station
Great.
in a cage.
Did people do it?
Yes, he said he watched a guy, like a big guy in overalls, like get in this cage, and he's like, I'm gonna fight an orangutan, and that guy got fucked up. The orangutan started wailing on and almost killed the guy. The guy thought
I could. I hate that.
Dude, who would want to fight an animal like that?
Have they not seen Planet of the Apes?
I don't
Well, the orangutans are the smart ones.
They are. They're very
They'll
smart.
rip your arms
Yeah,
off.
we had that. We had that. The monkey here in Florida.
It wasn't a monkey. It was an orangutan.
No, I think it was an ape. I think it was an actual ape. The one that ripped the lady's face off.
Face off. Yeah.
Because the ape tried to get her car keys and was going to go somewhere, and then she tried to stop. And the lady was like,
it was like
the
her
ape was
pet.
going to drive down the road.
I don't know what was going on, but she tried to stop it. Her friend chimed in and was trying to stop the
I remember
ape,
now.
and then the ape went ape shit and ripped. She was actually the first person that ever
she got the face transplant.
Yeah,
Yes, I do know this story.
It ripped her face off.
She was originally from Connecticut.
Was she?
Yeah.
If an ape takes your keys, you let them take your keys.
Yeah.
They'll get pulled over eventually.
At that time, too, is when really the laws started happening about having these exotic animals and everything. Like, she was kind of like the breaking point.
Ape
of
went ape shit.
It went ape shit.
Yeah, she was a patient. Her
the
face transplant was done up in Massachusetts.
She was stupid. She should have. I mean, a freaking.
Oh, so it was a chimpanzee.
Oh, a chimpanzee.
Yeah, it started playing for some reason.
Yeah, she was like,
Jessica looks scared.
Travis the chimp. And that was the 911 call. It's ripped her face off. Yeah, and she's like, Travis, stop it.
And you know, freaking 911 is like, they're like, listen, this lady got attacked by a chimpanzee. Lady said her face was ripped off, and he probably got there. They were like,
ooh,
they ripped her face off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
Travis. Tried to leave the house.
Why?
well, they say even like those little monkeys that people keep with like diapers, and they're all like, woohoo, they're so cute. They're vicious.
No, fuck
yeah.
that. They got little fangs and shit. Fuck
they're freaking monkeys.
They're monkeys.
Yeah,
they're animals. They are
wild
animals.
I know. These people have them as pets. They're insane.
Fuck
I'm sure, like in Miami, how many like people have like exotic pets and stuff.
Yeah, that's big here in Florida.
Florida, those people, these people are crazy.
That's how like the pythons got started, and the pythons are coming up your guys' way because just until like 2 years ago, scientists assumed that the python and the boa couldn't mate. Two separate.
They were wrong.
Well, apparently they're wrong, and they can mate, and then the offspring of those is now a snake that can withstand cold climates. So awesome. They're making I think they've got them in Georgia.
Yep.
And they're making their way up north. So yeah, so
freaky.
But that starts here in like
shit.
I think that starts here in a week or two. The python hunt here in Florida, and they pay. I think they pay per foot, and it's just unlimited kills. You have to get a license and all that.
Yeah. The other day, one of my coworkers was fishing, and he had caught something, and it was like a bullhead, I don't know, maybe a hammerhead or a bullhead shark, and he was reeling it in, and another shark came and ate half of it. He pulled out the bottom half of a shark. Another shark ate the shark that he caught. Yeah, and he like had a video and picture, and he was showing me at work, and I was like right off the LGBT bridge by my parents'
so
house.
it's a hammerhead that got the shark.
I don't like the ocean.
Shit.
Yeah.
I don't go in. Yeah. Like I'll go into
in a pool. That's
like
it.
up to my like belly, and then that's it.
I don't do
lakes.
I
can do the ocean here because it's the Gulf and you can pretty much see most of the time. But now I won't go past my waist.
You can see yourself get attacked.
I don't like, if you've ever watched those aerial views and stuff. No, it's dangerous. Mm-mm. It's so fucking dangerous. Like, we went to New Smyrna Beach, which is the Atlantic side. Gabby was in the water boogie boarding, and I could see a fin, and I was like, get out of the motherfucking water! I was like freaking out, like, get her out, because she's like, da-da-da, like, in the water. I was like, get out of the water! I don't know what it was. I don't care. I saw a fin. Get the fuck out of the water. I did not like that shit. At all.
We back in Pennsylvania, this is many years ago, we used to pick on my brother on this because my dad is Tony and my brother was Tony. So growing up, my dad was Big Tony, hence the cigar Big Tony, and my brother was always Little Tony because it was the two. Well, I was still living in Harrisburg. This is probably about a good 15 years, 20 years ago. In one of the developments in Harrisburg, they had Italian Lake. It was a lake in the little Italian section. Decent size. You know, it wasn't like a big ass lake, right? It was just called Italian Lake. It was a very large pond, if you will. Yeah. And someone was walking freaking their dog, and they looked up. There's a fucking alligator in it. Here, someone had a freaking pet, didn't want it anymore, and thought, well, I'll just release it into the wild. This is Pennsylvania in a residential area. People's dogs go missing because they called him Little Tony, was the name of the freaking golly. Because Little Tony eats their freaking dogs in this development because the houses were around this freaking lake.
That's
crazy.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
Wow.
God, I think of all the times when I was a kid, we'd go to Seaside. Obviously, there's jellyfish and all that shit. But when we used to go boating out towards like out in the harbor there and stuff, like from Perth Amboy, we would launch our boat and go. I don't know how many times we swam in that water. And I think about that now.
That
like
all the time.
Yeah, like I think about that.
Back then.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know. And then as I got older, I was like, hell no, you couldn't pay me enough money to go in that fucking water now. No, that's not happening. But as a kid, we swam all the freaking time in the
because
ocean.
all the land creatures, even a bear, even a lion, like I have some agility. Like there's a chance
that you're
I'm
gonna
getting
kick him
away
in the jaw and dislocate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna beat that.
But when you're in the water, you're in their territory, man. Like you're like, that is their thing.
Yep. Because you don't belong in the water. We are not designed, nor are we made for the water.
God, no.
At all.
We are.
I watch all these tourists that go into the the water. I mean, they go out there deep sometimes. I'm like, you are idiots. Yeah. You are all fucking gonna have something happen to you, fucking morons, for swimming out there. They get stuck in those rip currents and stuff, the rip tides. Like, they have no clue. No clue. They're like, oh, we're gonna go on to the sandbar. What happened to the sandbar?
We used to hate.
Like, we're fucked.
When I lived down in Dewey, and my buddies were lifeguards. I went to college with their lifeguards there.
Where's that at, by the way?
Delaware. Okay. Delaware shores, right? So, all my buddies who lived down there, who went to college with, they've been lifeguards since they were Joe's age, right? So they're all in their 20s, and these guys lifeguard their whole life and career. And they're like, freaking first day of beach, when all the people come in, they're like, you get all these freaking northerners, they call them northerners, all these freaking city folk coming in with their freaking newly bought boogie board. And it's like freaking one after another, dislocated shoulder, broken neck, because they just don't know how freaking powerful the ocean is. Yeah. And we used to get up every morning and we'd body surf, because I worked on the beach and I rented beach chairs, and I'd body surf. And the night before, we had a really bad storm. So when I went out the next morning, man, the current, the freaking waves, I went out and I literally body surfed for about 5 minutes. I got crushed, tumbled, sucked out, and I sat down, and my buddy came running down. He goes, "Hey, man, you're not a body surfing?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "Yeah, you're not an ocean guy, are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, I've goat in here. I didn't live around it." He's like, "And you see all the other guys out there surfing?" He goes, "This is the best surf right now." I was like, "Yeah, you guys just tell me about it, because it kicked my ass."
You know,
Man, we used to tube down like the Delaware and stuff. Like we'd go tubing.
The river?
and all
Delaware
kinds of,
River?
The river. Yeah, we used to go
I think that's
tubing.
what, just what's in that river alone is more dangerous
Yeah.
than all the animals,
Yeah,
all the
man, we
animals
would
you just
all
mentioned.
go. We would be like have our tubes and shit. And now I saw the last time we went when we met Craig in New Hope. We drove through Frenchtown. I'd seen that they took one of my old favorite little like restaurants. They turned it into this tubing place where they rent
Ugh.
tubes and they bus people to tube them. And I was
not
like,
fucking going to Delaware
oh, I would
River.
never do that
Fucking
now.
way.
But when I was a kid,
No.
man, we tubed. We used to have such a blast.
I
So
remember,
much
like,
fun.
I mean, as a kid, when we lived at the beach. I mean, we could read or read the water, not the ocean,
Yeah.
but we knew
Yeah, you
exactly
knew.
what was
Yeah.
going on everywhere. We knew where a sandbar was,
Yeah.
how deep it was, where it broke. I
No,
mean, we
and
could look,
that's awesome.
but now it's just like, yeah, I'd get out in the water, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on
Yeah,
out there.
but, like,
you know, I
when-
look at it like, yeah, it's just
when
a
I
bunch of
first
water.
moved to
Yeah.
Florida, I mean, me and Graham lived at the beach. You know, like Graham would do the body surfing, like boogie boarding, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. He loved it, and we lived at the beach. And then, you know,
When
I
you're
started
around it
getting
all the time in your life, you know it.
Yeah.
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 And then, like as he got older, he stopped. You know, he stopped. Like we just didn't go as much. And then when Gabby and Wyatt we lived in North Carolina for a long time. Graham got into skiing and stuff and was doing that. But when we moved back to Florida, you know, Gabby and Wyatt liked the beach. We'd go all the time. And then I was like, no, the beach is not my thing anymore. I
Yeah.
haven't been to the beach in
I like
years.
Beach
building
is a-
sandcastles, but that's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I hate everything about the beach. The
I hate
water,
sand.
the sand,
I just
the
hate the
sun,
sand.
the inconvenience.
Well, you want to know something? You go to the beach here now, it's just so touristy.
Yeah.
There is like no sacredness for people. Even it's all year round now. It's like it used to be like certain times of the year. Now it's all the fucking time. It ruins the appeal to want to go to the beach when there's like all these freaking people who don't respect anything that's happening in that area. They trash it. We have the sea turtles. I mean, there's like a fence around them. People don't care. They just they trample the fence. They let their kids pull on them. It's like, yeah, kill our ecosystem here, assholes. Like, then you won't have a beach to come back to.
That's why I like
You
Folly
know?
Beach down in
Yeah.
Charleston. Folly Beach, they were like, we're not building high rises. We're not accommodating. This is a semi-private freaking beach, you know.
For the people.
For people, but they have houses you can rent.
And the
Yeah.
turtles go there.
You can go,
and-
but you will not. When you go down there, there are some hotel stuff, but you won't see like Myrtle Beach. It's like, hey,
Oh,
gosh,
Myrtle
there's a
Beach,
freaking
forget
piece of
about it.
there's a piece of property that you could build a hotel there. They won't do any of that shit there.
You know what was cool about Myrtle Beach? We went on like a family trip there, and that was the first time my sister got to bring like a boyfriend with her and all this stuff. They have those cool bikes you can rent that go on the beach. The little like, they have like these cool
The real
tires.
big ball tires.
Yeah, and we would like go in the water. We'd have like races in them and stuff. Myrtle Beach was fun though.
I like North Myrtle.
Yeah, North
North Myrtle's a little bit
Is
more.
that where the golf course is?
There's golf courses all over them.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I just know we stayed.
Yeah, it's
near-
Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is a giant.
We
golf
we
course.
weren't by the boardwalk. We were kind of pretty far from
we
the
were in
boardwalk.
we were in North Myrtle, which I like because it's not as congested, it's not
Yeah.
as touristy, and then we also would go into Calabash in North Carolina, right over the border,
Oh, okay.
which is a really nice area too. Great restaurants, really, I mean, just a fun time.
Nice.
And then when I went, my sister and them rented a beach house was in North Myrtle, and the beaches were pretty decent there. I mean, you get down into Myrtle Beach itself.
Yeah.
It's a shit show.
Yeah, I believe it. I like little like getaway places that aren't so overcrowded. Like in Lake Chattooga is, you know, North Carolina and Georgia. It's the border, and it's just like a nice. It's got these cute little cottages all around the lake and stuff, and people go boating and stuff. But they have cute little restaurants. They have like a little German town over there.
Yeah, we went to
And that was
Carolina
like
Beach.
fun.
Yeah.
We went to Carolina Beach in North Carolina.
Wrightsville, North Carolina.
I would like
There,
to. I would
Wrightsville
like to
Beach.
go to the Outer Banks. I've never been.
I'd like to go there too. I haven't been there.
Yeah.
Kill
I've
Devil's
never
Hill
been.
and Outer Banks. It's all
A Bullies
touristy.
trip.
It probably is, but I kind of just want to go one time just to say I've been to the Outer Banks. Finally,
When we were at Carolina Beach, it was a town that looked like it used to be popular,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but not so much anymore, which was perfect for us. Like we got a hotel room. It wasn't the best of hotel rooms, but it was right on the beach. And I would go out every morning and sit and smoke a cigar and watch the sunrise on the beach, and no one was around me. It was freaking perfect. And that was in North Carolina. And then south of Myrtle Beach, there's a number of beaches in between in between Myrtle Beach and Charleston area that are pretty cool. I've been to a couple cigar shops in those areas, and it's just very small, quiet little beachy town.
Nice.
Nothing too crazy, nothing too off the wall like Myrtle Beach. And then right south of Myrtle Beach is where that little town we went into. I can't remember the name of that town, but it was it was like you parked and they had like speakers and like the trees like throughout the town.
With music
that's
coming out.
awesome.
Music playing.
Yeah.
It looked like a little village.
Yeah, I
with
mean,
everything.
that's
movie
cool.
theaters,
and it was a
stores.
great little oasis. And then you freaking drive like a mile up the road, and it's craziness. Universal's, and we went to the Wax Museum and all that crap. But
I mean, it sucks because when I first moved here, Siesta Key was always a destination, but it wasn't always crazy. Now it's just crazy busy. But like Casey Key, Longboat Key, you have Sanibel Island, like they were all just really cool places to go. And now it's like, forget it. It's just so touristy. It's
That's
too
sad.
much. It is sad. And we have like the sand dollars and stuff, and like there's a law, like you can't take them out of the water. Like if they're washed up, dried up on the beach, you can have people would be pulling out the sand dollars and like taking them. You're killing an actual breathing thing that's in the water. And like people, all these tourists will take it. Look, I found all these sand dollars. No, you just killed it to keep it. Like you didn't find it on the beach. You didn't find it dried up by the sun. Like it's living. Like there's purple ones, green ones, and they only turn white because they're bleached by the sun.
Yeah.
Like people
pull
people pull them out of the water and they're killing them.
Yeah.
It's messed up. It's so
like
it drives me
starfish,
crazy.
a live starfish.
Yeah, people take live starfish. They take the sand dollars. They literally kill them by taking them out of the water. It's not they didn't find them washed up on the shore. They're pulling them out of the water. It's fucked up. So they had people, if they get caught, they get fined now.
Really?
Yeah, it's messed up. Like they have sea urchins and stuff. Like they're really cool shells, but they have these spikes all around them, and you can eat like sea urchins and stuff. But a lot of times you find them and like you let them dry out or whatever. You can, if they're not alive, you can take the like little spikes off, and it's a really cool shell. But people will take them out of the water too and stuff. But you have to have like a permit to even like get them. It's like crabbing and fishing.
Yeah.
You have to have a permit. These people are just collecting all this shit and be like, oh, it's messed up. I just think if you're gonna go places, like understand where you're going and respect where you're going.
They don't though. That's the
They
problem.
don't.
There's no respect
They don't.
whatsoever. It's
They
just
do
a
not
free
care.
for all.
People roll in, take what they want, and they go.
Yeah.
It's like post-COVID or 1 year after COVID starting, and it's just a giant shit show, free for all people. Just no respect, no nothing. They do what they want, and they think they should be
such
able
a
to.
respectful place beforehand.
It wasn't like it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel people are far worse now.
Well, they're freaking.
They need to go back in their houses and stay there. Go back on restrictions.
A permit to come out. So
Yeah, you need a permit to come out of your house.
So, well, I think on that note, another a lull. I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real nice.
That's it. So
Yeah, the dog has literally scratched my leg 20 times.
And we're under a severe thunderstorm loss right now.
We just got
are
a
you?
thunderstorm warning. So.
Ugh.
So right on. So I'm Kevin.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Kerr.
I'm Jen.
And remember, bullies make good friends. Good, great.
From Kev, Jess, Kerr, and Jen, we are the Broadleaf Bullies. Thank you for joining us, and remember, bullies make good friends.